Hello, welcome to my channel Vadi's Tech Space. I'm Vadi, and in today's video, we will learn about Azure Virtual WAN, a powerful advanced networking service designed to connect your global infrastructure securely and with ease. So, let's get started. Let's understand the core concepts and architecture of Azure Virtual WAN. So, this solution simplifies the connectivity, security, and management of your global network infrastructure. By implementing Azure WAN, virtual WAN, companies can adopt a cloud-centric modern enterprise global network. So, some of the key features of Azure Virtual WAN are the branch connectivity here. So, in simple terms, it connects your branch offices to Azure easily and quickly. You know, so here Azure has partnerships with certain networking device providers like Cisco, Fortinet, VMware, etc. These providers make SD-WAN and VPN devices, and those devices work smoothly with Azure Virtual WAN. So this automation on those devices reduces the setup complexity and ensures secure, reliable connections to Azure from multiple office locations. So that is one of the key features. Site-to-site VPN, yes, you can securely connect your on-premise networks to Azure. Point-to-site VPN is supported here, which will allow the remote users to connect to Azure securely. Express route. You can have a direct private connection from your on-premise location to Azure using a express route circuit. So unlike site-to-site and VPN, which provides a secure access between on-premise and Azure over a public internet, express route will provide a secure direct line privately between your on-premise and the Azure. So, and also you can have VPN and express route connectivity. Here, interconnectivity allows you to combine both VPN gateway and express route circuits to provide a flexible hybrid connectivity solution between your on-premise network and Azure. When I say hybrid connectivity, VPN and express route you can use them as redundant hybrid connectivity. For instance, if the express route connection experiences issues, then traffic can be routed through the VPN gateway as a backup. So this setup is also useful in a scenario where you want to route certain traffic through express route and other traffic through VPN, or if you want to face in express route but keep VPN for particular connection. So this in this use cases also the VPN and express route interconnectivity will be extremely helpful here. And also it supports routing, firewall, and encryption where WAN offers automated routing capabilities that intelligently direct traffic between your network locations, optimizing performance and reducing latency. However, you don't need to do anything here, and Azure takes care of that. And it also integrates with the firewall protection. Azure Firewall is integrated and encryption to ensure that the data moving across the network remains secure and confidential. So, there are two types of WAN, Azure Virtual WAN. One is the basic, another one is a standard. So the basic provides only site-to-site connectivity, whereas the standard provides express route, point-to-site, site-to-site, Azure Firewall, VNet to VNet, and lot more. So you can pick and choose the type of WAN you want to install. So here, before we go on to see the WAN diagram on the architecture, let's understand few WAN resources that we will be using here. So the at the heart, the virtual WAN itself, that it organizes your Azure network, and this is responsible for linking your virtual hubs. And hub, this is the main part of your network in a region. So, hub and virtual WAN itself is built on hub and spoke architecture with scale and performance built in here. So this is a Microsoft managed area which connects the VPNs, express routes, and the point to sites. So hub is the main part in your network. All right. So next is network, virtual network connections, of course. It connects your hub to your virtual networks. If there are virtual networks deployed in multiple regions, you can connect those virtual networks to the hub. Okay. And hub to hub connection. Here, when you design a virtual WAN, you got to keep many things in mind. One of the things is also the egress costs. So now, if I have, for example, if I have branches in European regions, London, UK, so I'm going to create one hub in this European region, and in the East Asia, if I have multiple branches, I'm going to create in there as well. So, and I have a hub, I will have multiple hubs, and I'm going to connect these two hubs with the hub to hub connection. So, that is also supported in virtual WAN connection between hub to hub. And then the route table, of course, the hub route table, it creates and manages routes, and you can have many routes in this virtual hub. These are the main virtual WAN resources you have. Now, let's go. I have linked the Microsoft uh, site here. Okay. So Microsoft site diagram of WAN, and let me pull it here. So this is how your WAN diagram looks. Let's say you have multiple branches here. Okay, you have multiple branches here. You have headquarters in some other place and some other region, and you have remote users using a point-to-site VPN. So basically, you have site-to-site, point-to-site, you have express route, you have virtual networks, you have these types of resources and people accessing from here. Now, what you can do is that you can just imagine you creating a network peering, point to site to site, express route, and everything, and trying to link globally connect all these things in a mesh architecture. So, instead, what we can do is that we can deploy a virtual WAN here. Okay, in this virtual WAN, you can connect all this, and internally WAN will take care of global connectivity among all the connected VNets or site to sites or point to sites or express route. So this is the power of virtual WAN. So if we go to the architecture of WAN, again, this is linked to the Microsoft site. Now, here, if you see, it's an example implementation, architecture of WAN is that, in region one, there is a virtual WAN hub, and in the region two, there is another virtual WAN hub. And in the region one and region two, few VNets are linked, few VNets are connected here, and there is an express route and site-to-site VPN. At the same time, in the region 2 also you have site-to-site VPNs and point-to-site VPNs. And there is also a connection between the virtual WAN hubs here, as you see. So this is one of the architectures of virtual WAN. Okay, so now in this, what we are going to do is that we'll see as a part of our demo, let's implement something. But before that, let's see a example network architecture, which a company might have currently. For example, you might have a hub and spoke, existing hub and spoke architecture where you have a hub in which you have virtual network gateway, Azure firewall, and many other shared resources. Now, the hub is connected to the spokes here. You have, in this example, you have UK network, Australia network, India network. Now, now here, there is a need for UK network and Australia network and India network to peer among themselves to reduce latency and improve performance. So, and also this reduces the egress cost, right? So small spokes can be paired as well, in a multi-hub deployment, multi-hub and spoke deployment here. So now, and this hub is accessed from remote users, point to site and site to site. There are various branches which use this. Now, We will just reimagine this architecture with implementing virtual WAN. So if you implement virtual WAN here, you will have the networks as is. There will not be any explicit peering between these branches, these networks, and you will have remote users connecting via point to site, and we will have the same branches site to site. But here there will be an implementation of virtual WAN. Okay, so now let's go to the demo here. The demo which we are going to create and see is, let's have a point to site and a on-premise site to site, and we'll deploy a virtual WAN, and also we will have a internal VNet which we can connect to the hub. Okay, I am in the Azure portal now, and here I have created a, as I don't have an on-premise as such, so I have created a on-premise environment in the Azure itself. So in the on-premise, I have a virtual machine, okay, and this virtual machine is, there is a VNet and a virtual machine. This is completely isolated. This has been created in Australia East. So this is our on-premise environment. Now this, let's go back to our demo here. So this is the on-premise environment which I have created in Azure itself. Now what I'm going to do is that I will show you the UK network. So I have a resource group called as UK branch. So this UK branch, so not the shade, I have the UK branch. In the UK branch, I have a virtual network and a virtual machine. Okay, so these are in the region UK South. Okay, so this is my UK branch here. So I have the UK network and I have the on-premises as well. Now, the remote user, I will be the remote user accessing the virtual WAN from my laptop. So let's create the virtual WAN resource now. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go to Azure. I'm going to say virtual WAN. Okay, I click on create virtual WAN. Now I am going to create RG WAN as my resource group. Central India is fine. And I'm going to say WAN. Okay, I'm going to give some name. And I will select the WAN type as standard. I'm going to click on next and create. All right. So let the WAN gets created here. The WAN got created. Let's go to the virtual WAN. Okay. In here, under the connectivity, I have hubs. I have VPN sites. I have user VPN configuration, that is point to site. I have express route circuits and virtual network connections. So express route circuits is something which I cannot show you now in this demo, but I'm going to cover all the others. So hubs, the first thing I need to do, the main part of this is a hub, right? So I'm going to go and create a hub here, new hub. So in this hub, I would select, I will say hub Central India. I'm just going to give some name here. So, so this hub address space is important. So we got to give a address space, and this address space will be used by your uh, site-to-site connection as well. So I'm going to give something here. So remember that in this PowerPoint, right? So you have a network in UK. You have the UK on-premise network is there. So and you're going to give a network IP range in virtual WAN, and also you're going to give it in the point to site. So you got to make sure that you don't the IP addresses don't overlap. So if you go here, right, I have UK branch address space is what like 1.1, and the on-premise is 10.0.0. Okay, so I'm going to clarify, just to make sure this is correct. So UK is 10.1.0. This is 10.0.0.0. So now here I'm going to give 3 here. 10.3.0.0 slash. I can give 24 also, but I'll go with 16 here. Virtual, the minimum you can select is 2. The 2 itself, this router will support 2000 VM. So let's go with the minimum we have 2. And it's not the express route, but it's a VPN here. Now I click on next, and this is where you create a VPN, virtual network gateway. I'm going to say yes here, and the scale units here. You can select the scale units. I'm going to select one scale units, right? And you will get two here. I'm going to select one here. I'm going to say Microsoft Network. Okay. That's it. So you don't need a separate virtual network gateway, local network gateway, and the connection pre-created or anything. You just need to provide this information, and later on I will show you how you can connect with your on-premise. So I give only this minimal information, and I'll click on next. So in the point to site, yes, I need point to site as well. So in the point to site, what I'm going to do is the gateway scale unit is 1. Okay, it supports 500 clients. So in the point to site configuration, I don't have a point to site configuration. So what I can do is that I'll click on create new. In the create new, uh, I will give the instance as P2S P2S VPN config. Okay, and IKEV2 is fine. So now uh, I'm going to say yes, it is an Azure certificate. So here now Microsoft has a guidance of how to create certificates using a shell script for both root and the client. So that is something I'm going to paste it in the description. But here I have already pre-created a certificate. So I'm going to take that certificate data, if I open the certificate in my notepad, and this is my certificate, and I'm going to pick without the begin and end certificate. I'm going to pick this. I'm going to copy and paste it here, and I'm going to say root certificate. I'll give it some name, and I'm going to click on next. So a no to Radiance, Active Directory no, because we are going with the Azure certificate. User groups no, review and create. I'm going to click on create here. Okay, so this is what all we have done. We have created point to site here. We have created site to site, point to site, and because there was no configuration, I created a new configuration. The root certificate was pre-created by me, and that is something which has been given. The PowerShell script has been given by Microsoft. Now I'm going to click on, you have to configure the address pool here. Now, when you connect point to site, right? When you connect point to site, let's say the point to site is configured, I download the VPN and I try to connect. Now, when I try to connect, there is an IP, a private IP address that will get assigned to me, meaning me in the sense whoever uses that. Now, that IP address should be from which pool? So that is the pool I'm going to give it here. Now I'm going to say, because one is used by, zero is used by on-premise, one is used by UK branch, two is used by uh, two is used by site to site. Now the third is something which I'm going to use here. Okay, I'm going to say this one. So the point to site is three. All right, I'm going to go to site and just make sure. Yeah, okay, point to site is three. In the basics, I gave three here. Sorry, I gave three here. So I'm going to say, if that is the three, I'm going to configure four here. Okay, I'm going to say four here. Just make sure that whatever number you give, it should not overlap. I click on next. I click on next tags, review and create. Let it validate. And yeah, hub private space is 110.3 and point to site is 10.4. And we are all good here. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on create here, and it will take a decent 30 minutes as it says. So I'm going to pause the video and come back once the hub is created. I'm going to click on create now. It's the creation process has started. Let's pause and come back. My hub is created now. Let's go to the hub. Okay, all good. So I'm going to go to the virtual WAN here and WAN corporate, and here I'm going to go to the hubs, and in the hub I have a Central India hub. All right, so let's go into the hub here. Now if you go to the hub, this is a hub area, and here you see the private address space which you are given is 10.3.0.0.16. All right, and the routing preference is VPN gateway. All right, it's in Central India. So the virtual network connections here are nil. VPN sites no. Point to site also no. Of course, Express route we are not checking in this, and Azure firewall we are going to skip in this demo. All right, and so is the NVA. Now what we will do is that we'll go to the site to site. Let's start with the site to site configuration here. Let's go to site to site here. In the site to site, we need to add a link. Okay, we need to add a VPN site here. So now in the when I clicked on create new VPN site, in the create new VPN site, I'm going to say VPN VPN on premise. Okay, VPN to on premise. Now the vendor is Azure here, so I'm going to say generic. I'm going to give something here. It's not mandatory. So the address space, right? My address space here is the on-premise address space. In this case, the on-premise is mimicked in the Azure itself. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pick the address space of the Azure. So I'm going to say 0.0.0.16 here. All right, this is the address space of on-premise. Oh God, this is taking forever. All right, so I'm going to go to the virtual networks here just to show you on VNet on-premise, in the on-premise address space, it's 10.2.2.16. So I gave the same on-premise address space here. Now I'm going to click on link here. So link, usually you do it on your on-premise devices. Now here it is Azure itself. So I'm going to give some name here. On-premise link is what I'm going to call this. And I'm going to say link speed is in Mbps here, so I'm going to give 100. So link provider name is Azure, so I'm going to give some name here. The link address is your IP address in this case of your on-premise server here. So on-premise, because we don't have any device IP here, so I'm going to take the click on on-premise here, and I'm going to take the IP address of the on-premise here. I'm going to put it here. All right. So we are good. BGP no, SN no. I'm going to go next. I'm going to click on create, and I'm going to, once it gets validated, I'm going to click on create. So any resources in virtual WAN takes some time. So while this is happening, what we can do is that, well, this is happening, what we can do is that we can go to the virtual WAN and uh, click on virtual network also. So what we can do is that I'm going to add the UK branch network as well here. Okay. So this is a central hub India. There are 0 virtual networks here. So I'm going to click on add connection. In the add connection, I'm going to say connection UK branch. So here in the UK branch, I'm going to select Central India is a hub. Okay. And resource group is UK branch. Okay. IG UK branch. And in the network, I will select VNet UK branch. And I'm going to leave this as is and I'm going to click on create. Okay. So let this guy gets created. I'll go back to the VPN sites. In the VPN sites, uh, okay. So I'm going to go, see, I removed the filter. So I saw this. The link is there. This is the IP address. Now, once you create a VPN site here, you also need to create a connectivity connection here. So I'm going to go to the hub. Okay. I'm going to click on VPN site. In the VPN site, I'm going to again remove the filter here. Now I'm going to click on this and click on connect VPN sites. In the connect VPN site, I'll give some basic password here, hello 123. All right. So this is IKVE2. Rest all is fine. I'm going to click on connect. So this is getting created. And this is a hello 123 which you're going to set up in the routing access on the on-premise. Now, let's go back to the hub here. Okay, while this is getting created, and let's see, we have a virtual network here. Okay, hold on, it's taking a while to load, but come on, buddy. Yeah, so this is the VNet branch which we have. All right, this is connected, and we have a site-to-site configuration link. We had one connection here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the point to site. Okay, I'm going to my point to site which we have also created. You remember in our architecture, in demo architecture, uh, point to site is my laptop. So I'm going to download the VPN configuration here. So here from the UK network, I have connected to the virtual WAN. On premise, like in the virtual WAN, I've created everything. I need to go and configure the on-premise. However, I'm going to download now as a remote user point to site VPN connection here. So let me go to the portal uh, and I am in the point to site and I'm going to download virtual hub user VPN profile. I'm going to click on EAPTLS here and I'm going to click on generate and download profile. So now this gets downloaded and I'm going to install this VPN client on my machine. Okay, now the file got downloaded. So let's go to my downloads folder and let me extract this. Okay, extract all. All right, I'm going to say extract. Okay, now I'm going to go to the Windows AMD 64 and here I'm going to click on this exe. Now more info, run anyway. I got a message like this. I'm going to click on yes, yes. All right, looks like it got installed. So I'm going to click. I'm going to search for VPN settings on my machine and I get this. So I see that WAN Corporate Hub Central India, this is installed. I'm going to click on connect here. Okay, I get a window like this. I'm going to click on connect. Yes, connect. Yes. Okay. All right. So now that this is connected, what we will do is that as a first test, now let's go back to our PPT here. So in our PPT, so now UK is connected to the virtual WAN. I, a remote user, is connected via point to site to the virtual WAN now. Site to site, I need to configure the on-premise, so I'll keep it on hold for a moment. Now, here, what I'm going to do is that let's do a search. From this remote user, me, from my laptop, I should be able to ping the UK network VM on a private IP. All right. So let's try that if that is possible here. All right. So now, okay, I have the UK VM here, which is running in UK South. 10.1.0.4 is the private IP. Now I am going to say CMD. I'll open here. Okay. So first I'm going to say ipconfig/all. Now here, if I see WAN corporate hub Central India, I get 10.4.0.2. Now I get this 0.2 because the hub private IP space is the point to site address space is 10.4. Okay. So this is, you remember we gave what 10 dot 4 dot that we have given an address space and that is here. All right. So now what we are going to do is that this is good. 10.4.0 is good. I can also, if you want, you can also see the route print. So see the route tables where if I'm going through 10.4.0, then it should see this. We have this route. 10.1.0.0 is the UK VM address space. So which is good. I think with this you should be able to. I have enabled ping on the VM, so I'm going to go ping UK machine 10.1.0.4. Boom. So good. So now I'm able to ping from my laptop the UK branch laptop over a private IP. Okay, so this is good. Now, what we are going to do now is that now that this part of connectivity is done, let's the last part in this is to configure the on-premise, and I should be able to access the on-premise also from my laptop over the private IP. Basically, everyone should be able to access everyone, in short. However, also, I want to let you know that I have created a sample as my IP address, right? What is my IP address? We just saw the IP address here, 10.4.2, right? 10.4.2 is me. So what I have deployed a sample page which says Vati's home network. So you can access this also from other VMs. I can also say localhost, and I'm going to see the same page here. Okay. Now let's go to the let's go to the hub here. All right. Let's see the status of the hub because sometimes it takes a while to get updated. Now I'm going to go to the hubs, and in the hub. It should show as not connected here because we haven't connected any on-premise. All right, non provisioning is succeeded, which is good. So we have already we know the pre-shared key also. Okay, now we are going to go to the this is the last leg. We are going to go to the on-premise and configure the on-premise here now. Now let's complete our last leg of the PPT demo here. So let's go and configure the on-premise. Now, the on-premise link, the IP is not connected. Of course, it's not connected. This is the on-premise IP 20.188.20.188. It's not connected. So I'm going to take the public IP and remote in to the machine here. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. So I am going to add roles. Next, role based. Yes. I'm going to say remote access. Next, next. I'll say direct access, add features and routing here. Click on next, install. So I will wait till the installation is completed. Once the installation is completed, let's install the some other features in this. Now the installation has been succeeded. I'm going to close. Let me search for route and routing and remote access. And here I'm going to configure and enable routing and remote access. Click on next. I'm going to say custom configuration here. I'm going to say VPN access, demand dial connections, and also RAN routing here. I'm going to click on next and I'm going to click on finish. Yes, start the service. So once this is started, I'm going to create a demand dial interface here. I'm going to go to the network interface, click on new demand dial interface, click on next. Yeah, this is fine. You can give any name. So I'm going to give AZ router here. VPN, fine. IKEV2. And here, the IP address here is the IP address of the. So for this IP address, right, what you need to do is that come to the site to site here, your and in your hub, click on this and say download VPN config. So once you click on VPN config, what happens is that the configuration file can be downloaded, and in the configuration file you will have the subnets and the IP at public IP address of your VPN gateway. So now this is ready. I'm going to click on download. So the download is done. So I'm going to go to the downloads. I'm going to go to the downloads and this is the config which I downloaded now. I'm going to click on edit here. Okay. So let me pull that here. Okay. So word wrap. Okay. So this is a configuration which got downloaded. If you see in the connected subnets, I need to add the connected subnets, all the address spaces I need to enter there. But now under in the gateway configuration, look for there you'll have two instances, instance 0 and instance 1. You can give any IP. I'm going to pick the instance 0 here. All right, and I'm going to go to my machine, on-premise machine here, and this will be my IP, gateway IP. Now, a router IP. And next, a route IP packets on this interface, yes. And here I need to give all the address spaces which we need to connect. So first is of course, the hub. So I'm going to say 3 is the hub if you could recollect. This is also 0. It's 16. So last two octets, I'm going to leave it 0. Okay, I'm going to give some number here. I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to add now the other network also, which you've seen in the config 0, 1, dot 0 dot 0, which is my UK network. So I'm going to add that as well here. Okay, 16 again. So I'm going to say 0/0. I'm going to give some number here. Click on add. I'm going to give the point to site um, uh, range as well. Remember, we gave 4. So I'm going to say 0 and 0. Now I'm going to give 14 here. So now all three have been done. I'm going to click on next. I'm going to click on next and I'm going to click on finish. Now this is the router which we have configured. I'm going to click on properties, go to security, use pre-shared key. You remember I gave hello 123. I'm going to give that hello 123 here. Click on OK and let's connect now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Great. So this is connected now, and I'm going to go and see what is my IP address which I pinged. My route, this is my route table, right? Now 10.4.0.2. So I'm going to say ping 10.0.4.2. Oh no, with before that, because this is a new route which will get added. So what I need to do is that I need to go to the VPN. I go to disconnect first. All right, and come here and click on connect again. So this way the routes will get updated, and now this is connected. I'm going to go back and say 10.0.4.2. So let's wait for this to get connected. It's not reaching. Oh sorry, I gave the IP wrong. It's ping 10.4.0.2. Okay, see, so this is my laptop IP, which I'm able to ping from the on-premise, which is isolated. So let's go to the browser, and now you can also access my site, which I have deployed here, which I was showing. Hello, and 10.4.0.2, we can try to access it because from the on-premise here. So I'm going to go to see. So this is great. So now let's try this machine IP from my laptop as well. Okay. And what is the IP address here? The IP address of the on-premise is what is that, man? Okay. Let's go here. On-premise IP address is 10.0.4. Okay. So now I'm going to say ping 10.0.0.4. Uh-oh. And then I should be able to. I am not able to. 10.0.0.4. Okay. I'm not going to. Let's see the VPN here. Let me. I'm not sure if the routes got updated here. Okay. I'm going to click on connect. Click on yes. All right. I'm going to. This is not pinging here, which is unusual. So it should ping, because from this machine I'm able to access it. Okay. And say route print. Now if I go to the route print, there is a 10.0, 10.0, 10.0, 10.0. 10.0 is not updated though. Let's see, let's troubleshoot what happened here. Okay. Okay guys, so what I did was I disconnected, waited for some time, and reinstalled the VPN client on my machine. Um, so now this is the IP address of the on-premise. Now I'm able to ping this, and this is my UK branch. I'm able to ping it. So now this is the on-premise site which I'm able to access my local. So let's go to this machine here. Okay, copy the IP address, and the final test of this is the is from you is from the UK branch machine here. So let's go here. Let's click on this and come on. All right, I'm going to say HTTP 10.4.4.0.2. So this is the home network, my home network, which is good. So let's try to ping 10.0.0.4. So, so now if you go back to my diagram here, so now this is the implementation of virtual WAN. Of course, in real time, there will be many more networks, many more user premises, and there will be multiple hub-to-hub connection. But this is how you implement virtual WAN for the beginners. And yeah, the reason why I was not able to ping is I was not able to see the 0.0 route here. So this finally when I waited and I got the route here, I was able to ping the server. So if you found this video helpful, give it a like, consider subscribing. Until next time, take care.